Hi, my name is Dr. Belinda Kaskow and I'm a research scientist at the Perrin Institute for Neurological and Translational Science in Perth, Western Australia. My research focuses on investigating the immune imbalance in individuals recently diagnosed with clinically isolated syndrome, or CIS. This is the earliest clinical sign of MS, so it represents the first time which it really can study disease. Specifically, my project will investigate the balance between effector T cells, which we know inappropriately attack the central nervous system in MS, and regulatory T cells, which should control this inflammation. We know that this imbalance occurs in individuals who are diagnosed with clinically definite MS, but we want to know how early this immune imbalance occurs and whether we can use this to predict disease course in those diagnosed with clinically isolated syndrome. My motivation for research has a personal element to it. All 4 members of my immediate family, my mum, dad, brother and sister, have all been diagnosed with different forms of cancer. Through these incredibly difficult times, one thing has really stood out. It's the unknowns that are the hardest to deal with. And it's not just the individual who's affected, it's everyone around them, including their doctors who sometimes just didn't have the answers. That's why I love what I do. I get to work with incredible clinicians like clinical scientist Professor Alan Kermode here in WA, who brings his wealth of knowledge from the clinic to the lab so we can find out what an individual patient needs and what every patient needs. It is with thanks to the donors, fundraisers and participants of our studies for giving their time and efforts so that we can do what we do. We work as a team to be able to try to provide some answers to people living with MS and the individuals who love them.